kitchen and just like throw caution to the wind and do crazy stuff?
I do it all the time with leftovers. Leftovers
So
baked Jimmy.
give me a crazy thing.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's hard. Well, I made some ratatouille the other day. Well, I'll tell you why. I'm doing a big dinner for my women's culinary group, and I want to do traditional French food. And I know it's not the season for ratatouille, but I remember this recipe my mom used to make. At any rate, I made some, and it reminded me all over again how silky and wonderful eggplant gets when it cooks down. And I had this vat of ratatouille in the fridge, and I made a soup with some other leftover kale and vegetables and all sorts of things. And it was thin, and I didn't want to bother pureeing some of it, which is what I usually do. So I just threw in a couple spoonfuls of ratatouille, and boom, it was fantastic.
This is
So that's me being wild and crazy.
I asked you to tell me about something you did that was wild and crazy. You had 2 tablespoons or 2 spoonfuls
No,
of
2
ratatouille.
kitchen spoons.
Into your soup. Okay, well,
Yeah, no, ratatouille is a thickener.
Folks,
Most people don't have it kicking
folks,
around.
now we know how crazy Sarah Moulton gets in the kitchen.
Okay.
Okay.
Time for a call, I think.
Welcome to Milk Street. Who's calling?
Hi, my name is Jen Hansen, and I'm calling from Maynard, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. Local call. How can we help you?
My question today has to do with frozen shrimp. I noticed some time ago when I was defrosting shrimp that there was a particular smell to them that was almost kind of chemically, and I couldn't quite place it. But when I looked at the ingredients, in addition to shrimp, I saw that there was a preservative added, something like to help retain moisture or freshness. And so I've done a bit of shopping around, and it really doesn't seem to matter if I'm buying them, farm raised from another country or wild caught in the U.S. at the fancy pants grocery store. There almost always seems to be an added preservative. So recently, I've been able to track down some preservative-free shrimp, and when I cook them, I feel like they're fresher and cleaner, and they don't have this thing that I think I can smell and taste. My question for you is, why doesn't this seem to come up more often? I would think stores that are organic and whole would use it as a selling point. So am I alone here?
No, you're absolutely right. It's sodium tripolyphosphate. It's in almost all shrimp. Shrimp is a very dodgy seafood. A lot of places it's grown is not sustainable. If you saw where they were harvested or grown, you probably wouldn't buy them. I won't mention any countries. And so maybe 5 or 10% of the catch doesn't have this STPP in it. It's there because it helps retain water, which means when you weigh the shrimp, they're going to make more money because you're selling water along with the seafood, and also is a preservative, I guess, of types. If you get frozen blocks of shrimp sometimes, in 5-pound blocks, I think sometimes they don't have that in it. But if you can buy them dry, when it doesn't have this chemical, it's called being sold dry, as you found out, it's vastly better. Wild Gulf shrimp is our choice all the time if you can find it. But STPP is not a good thing. So you're absolutely right. Try to find shrimp with that.
Well, good for you for being so inquiring. There's a website you can go to, seafoodwatch.org. You type in what fish you're looking for, and it will tell you what your options are in terms of being sustainable or not sustainable. However, I do not think they list this sodium you pronounce it again.
Sodium tripolyphosphate?
I don't think they list that, unfortunately. It's the same thing they did to scallops, and now we know to go ask for dry or day boat scallops. The thing with scallops, besides making them heavier, is then they could stay out at sea for days. Maybe it's the same thing with shrimp. Just harvest a whole bunch, and as long as I throw them in this liquid that has these preservatives, then they don't have to come back. That's what happened with scallops, because scallops are very perishable, and they